The next one, we have insurance expense. Again, we don't have any insurance expense, so I will record insurance expense. And I will debit this insurance expense by 200. Now, and we have a credit for prepaid insurance for 200. We already have a prepaid insurance, so I will go to prepaid insurance. Yeah, prepaid insurance is there, so I will credit it by 200, as you can see. We finished now adjusting entry 3. The next one, we have unearned revenue debit. So unearned revenue, it will be debited by 2,500, and the credit for service revenue for 2,500. Done. Now next step to debit salaries expense. We already have it there, so I will debit it by 1,500, and I will credit salaries payable. So simply, I don't have salaries payable, so I will create it. So salaries payable. So salaries payable, credit for 1,500. Now, next step, we have depreciation expense. We'll check the old expenses. Do we have depreciation expense? The answer is no. So here, I will create an account for depreciation expense. And this will be debited by 250, and accumulated depreciation, let's check there. As you can see, we don't have an accumulated depreciation, so I will create an account called accumulated depreciation. So accumulated depreciation will be credited by 250. Finally, I will have accounts receivable, debit 3,000, so account receivable debit by 3,000, and we have service revenue. Already I have a service revenue, and I will credit it by 3,000. Okay, now I will try to find the balance for these accounts. Any account that has one balance, one amount, this will be its balance. So now, these are the balances. These are the balances with regard to supplies. I will find its balance, but there I will just one second. Simply here, I will just put this line to ensure to make sure that we don't mix it with the other amounts. Here, Now let's go. Also we have for this one we will find the balance. Done. Okay, now first one. This is the balance is already there, nothing to change. This one, account receivable. I think we forgot to post the account receivable. We have to debit it by 3,000 from the last adjusting entry. So now also I have to draw a line there. Okay, done. Now I'm ready now to put the balance. So the balance for this one will be 9,000. The balance for this one will be 2,400 minus 200 will be 2,200. The balance for this one, 2,000 minus 700, it will be 1,300. This one is already a balance. This is a balance. So this one, 4,000 minus 2,500, we will have a balance of 1,500. This one is a balance. This one we just add all of them together, so we have 7,900 plus 2,500 plus 3,000. So we have a total of 13,400. With regard to salaries, we have a total of 5,500. And the rent is, its balance is 1,000. This is a balance. So now we found the balances for all accounts so far. So next step is to prepare the adjusted trial balance. Now let's continue. I think I forgot to update the utilities payable. It has a credit of 150, and maybe by mistake I opened an account for account receivable, but already we have an account receivable there. So yeah, so now these are the final balances for the accounts. Cash, as you can see, we have cash balance of 7,750, account receivable balance 9,000, prepaid insurance balance 2,200 debit, supplies debit 1,300, equipment debit 15,000, account payable credit 4,500, unearned revenue credit 1,500, capital credit 21,750, service revenue credit 13,400, salaries expense debit 5,500, rent expense debit 1,000, supplies expense debit 700, utilities expense debit 150, utilities payable credit 150, insurance expense debit 200, salaries payable credit 1,500, depreciation expense credit 250, accumulated depreciation credited 250. Simply I will just add these to the adjusted trial balance. So this trial balance shows the balances after posting the adjusting entries. The best format for the trial balance is just to start with assets, then that will be followed by the accounts payable, then next step is to add capital, and finally you put revenues and expenses. So I will start with cash, which has a debit balance of 7,750, and the second item, accounts receivable, that has a balance of 9,000. Next one, prepaid insurance, that has a balance of 2,200. Next one will be supplies, that has a balance of 1,300. Next one will be equipment, that has a balance of 15,000. Also, I prefer to add the account that is called accumulated depreciation, because this account will be deducted from the equipment. So accumulated depreciation. So we said this account, accumulated depreciation, will be included with the assets, but it will be deducted from it. So accumulated depreciation, as we said before, it will be credited by 250. Okay, now we are done with the assets. Next step is to have liabilities. First of all, we have accounts payable. Credit for sure for 4,500. Unearned revenue, this is a liability. And it will be credited by 1,500. Do we still have any liabilities? The answer is yes. We have, for example, utilities payable. That has a balance of 150. Also, we have salaries payable. Salaries payable, that has a balance of 1,500. And these are all the liabilities that we have. So after we finished assets, including also the contra asset account, accumulated depreciation, we started with liabilities. Next one, I will put capital, and this capital, it will be credited by 21,750. Finally, we have revenues and expenses. We have only one revenue, called service revenue. And it has a balance of 5,500 credit. And finally, we start with the expenses. The first one is salaries expense. Sorry, the revenue is, by mistake we had revenue of 5,500. It is 13,400. And expenses, its balance on debit, so it will be 5,500 debit. Next one, rent expense, with a debit of 1,000. Next one, supplies expense, with a debit of 700. Then we have utilities expense,